So what is director whispering? It is a term I came up with. Listen, someone made a joke on set. They're like, "Why are you always whispering in the director's ear? What are you talking about in there?" Right? So I named the company and the program the Director Whisperer Training Program. It used to just be called Script Supervision Intensive, but it didn't really articulate the difference in the scope of what I teach versus other script supervision training programs. And so director whispering, it means we are beyond just note takers. Anyone who tells you that script supervisors are just note takers really doesn't understand our job. And I know there are actually some people who train you that way to take the notes. Now you can do the job. That's not how it is, right? We know that as working script supervisors, but part of my goal is to educate people who aren't script supervisors that the scope of our work goes so much beyond that. So being a director whisperer means becoming a valued member of the director's team to the point where your work improves the director's creative process and therefore improves the movie or TV series that you are working on. It's a value added position. And when you become that invaluable to as a member of the director's team, you are much more likely to get hired back and ascend in your career. I have worked in 10 countries. I was able to work on huge features within 10 years of my start. And I have director whispers right now, just killing it in terms of like ascending so quickly within the first few years of their career. So a lot of what I'll talk about in these talks on my YouTube channel, and especially in my program, is strategy. You got to enter this career, like many careers in film, with a strategy, a solid strategy, because now I say we're competing with people, but we have a spirit of collectiveness, community in our program where, yes, we're competing with each other, but we're also helping each other. All boats rise together, right? So you'll hear me do talks about things like negotiating your deal and things that don't seem like part of the regular process, but they're so important to strategizing, not only for yourself, but for the community of script supervisors as a whole. Being aware of what you may be called upon to do is so very important to understand so that it doesn't blindside you. Because I've had, people who have never studied with me say, what? Like they're asking me stuff about coverage. Yes, they're asking you stuff about coverage. It's part of our job. It is literally part of our job. So it is something that takes a while to learn, but it is something very, very important to learn and to always be honest with production about what level you're at, even at that interview stage, in terms of being able to assist in coverage questions. And for those who haven't heard the word coverage, you probably know what I mean. Coverage just means the shots the director is going to use to tell the story visually, right? So as script supervisors, we have to have an understanding of the director's process. We have to have an understanding of the editor's process, the actor's process, and storytelling on the page and visual storytelling. A lot of people aren't teaching the director whispering side of the job, which is a massive part of the job. And it's what's going to make or break your career as a script supervisor. So I always say that my program is for 0 to 10 years, because if you haven't hit the director whispering aspect of your work within the first 10 years, you're probably not going to be able to compete in the years afterwards for those really elite movies and TV series if you don't have the skill set of what I call director whispering.